Greetings and hallucinations, ladies and lads. I am Chancellor of the Harmonious Frequencies of the Mighty Empire of Onion, and this is Rimworld. So as you know, we finished off our crash-landed scenario experience. Did pretty well. We ended up building the ship, took off, and saved all of our people. We left a prisoner in the prison. Whenever I finished up the video last time, hit escape, it opened up the colony, so I feel like if I chose to do so, I could probably continue that scenario, per se. But I think there's something that I want to try that's new. There's 3 scenarios here. Used to, the 3 crash-landed survivors was the only thing that you could do. Now there's the rich explorer, which you could see. Yeah, start with 1 person, start with gun turret, researched. Lots of silver, a little bit of gold, several other things, but it's just 1 person to go. Random pet times 1. Then there's the Lost Tribe, where it's 5 people. Now it's time for them to build up a new home. Blood machine sent by the gods, so it's got to be the mechanoids. Faction will be a new tribe, start with 5 people. And it tells you all the stuff that you start with right here. Looks like a pretty rough deal. I think I'm interested in starting the Lost Tribe. So we're going to go with that. And I still think that Cassandra Classic on a rough challenge is pretty decent. I had a good time with it last time, and it seems to be a reasonable challenge for me. Alright, so I'm going to go through all this, and then going to bring you guys back when I have seeds and stuff like this. Formal suit sounds like a pretty good seed. 100% globe coverage. We did this before and it worked out just fine, so all of this is going to stay normal. Cool. Alright, so the landing site that I'm going to look for is going to try to be different than what I've messed with already. So we've got desert, tundra, boreal forest, temperate forest I think is what I was in before, tropical rainforest. I think there's a, arid shrubland. So there definitely are options here. I think the arid shrubland is probably what I'm going to end up going for. Once again, it is a year-round growing period. Let's see if we can find some more of an open place. It doesn't look like it very much. Got a lot of pirates on this seed, that's for sure. Boreal forest sounds pretty good. I think that's the first place that I ever started at playing this game. This is actually probably a pretty good place down here. Alright, so I think this is a pretty good place. We've got a 20-day growing season here. Rainfalls, I suppose that's good, I don't know millimeters very well. But we're right in the middle of these 4 friendly tribes. That should be pretty decent. It's mountainous terrain, so that's not something that we messed with last time. We've got limestone, granite, and slate here. Yeah, 11th of spring to the 1st of fall is all the more that we can grow, so we are going to have to hunt a lot, going to have to store up that food, but that's going to be pretty good, I think. A good challenge for sure. Alright, so I got to pick 5 characters here, and I'll bring you guys back when I've got them. Alright, so the gods were very angry. The blood machines came at night. They swept through the village, cutting and burning your people with their blades and devil fire. Only a few of you escaped. Now, after a harrowing journey on foot with no close friends to turn to, you must build a new home in the wilderness like your ancestors did. So it's the first of summer. We have a little bit of time. If we're able to get something growing, we could give that a try. Let's hit OK. Alright, we'll take a look at our characters here. Looks like we've got a... Nope, the squirrel is wild. We've got Antonia and Antonina, the husky, Coconut the Labrador, and Orange the Labrador. Got some woods hanging out here. A couple of small structures right there we might be able to claim and steal. Several mountains for sure. There's a huge mountain area down here. It might be feasible to be cavemen and just dig into the side of the hill and stay inside the caves. We've got a bunch of muffalo here, some ibex. Is this lichen covered dirt? I don't see, fertilization 100%. 100% for the regular soil though as well. This looks like it might be a wall. It just says slate. It just doesn't have the same texture as that, so looked a little bit strange. But yeah, we've got 5 people here. Let's take a look. A little bit of combat skills, some medicine, quite a bit. Growing is really good, and pretty decent crafting skill. Traits aren't too bad. Pretty night owl, jealous. Then we've got Goldfish here, who has a melee skill. As a matter of fact, I should match these people up with their weapons. I think the knife is fine. Hakuja has a decent melee, and you're standing right by the club, so go ahead with that. Then we've got cooking, construction, a little bit of social. So if she upgrades her social skill, she'll be the primary trader here. Trigger happy, which we're not worried about because she doesn't have a shooting skill. And neurotic, which increases work speed, but also increases the mental break threshold. She'll be having breaks a little more often than some of the other characters here. So pretty good all-around character, good crafting, good cooking, okay animal skill, and then really good shooting here. So she's going to be going with a bow for sure, and she's a careful shooter, which means it takes her longer to aim, but her accuracy is plus 50%, so it may be worth it. And fast walker is always nice. Then we've got this, let's see, she's a gatherer, so mining, construction, animals, growing, pretty decent all the way around. Pessimist, not too bad. Industrious though, really good work speed. And then we've got Black over here, who has a chemical interest, steadfast, hard worker. Construction, cooking, growing, all the pretty much basic skills here. Incapable of social, but that's fine. That's what a Goldfish is going to be for. So I was kind of trying to take a look around. Oh, there's a timber wolf. Would probably be nice to have tamed. I was looking around for some fertile soils, but it looks like this fertility of 100% is going to be about the best that we've got. As far as defensible positions, there's a lot of marshland around here that would slow down some of these. Here's a wall for sure. So if we broke into here, there's going to be some kind of madness, either treasures or monsters. One that's still just lichen covered dirt. Somewhere like inside this area where we have a choke point of some kind would be pretty ideal for base building, I would say. Even down inside this area, if I carve out some of these hills, we could plant inside here, maybe. It says gravel, but let's see if that counts for a growing area. Yeah, we can grow in there if we wanted to. Fertility's a little bit low. So we could even have the growing areas out in this zone and then have our living quarters inside. I don't know if attacking pirates will burn crops or not. I didn't notice that being the case with our last playthrough, but of course we had all of our fields inside. We've got caribou over there. We have another husky in here. What's our husky? Female? We might try to get this one tame pretty quickly. I feel like with us being a tribal people this time, we're going to be doing a little bit more animal handling and yeah, trying to get the animals trained for release a little bit quicker. I did not have everybody equip weapons. Shooting of 2. Let's try to go with that. And then black has a shooting of 3. Let's go with this. Okay, so we have an extra spear. That's pretty good. Yeah. Thinking about how to get started off again is a little bit slow here. I'm actually really liking the look of this area here. Yeah, it says we already have starvation going, but everybody's got some pemmikins, so hopefully they can chow down on that. Yeah, I'm really liking this area here. This will be easily defensible, and there's plenty of room in here to build, plenty of trees to cut down as well. We do have wolves in here, so I'm gonna have to keep my eye on them. And then a wolf down in this area. We'll see if we can tame them. If not, we'll just get them killed and be done with it. So let's see. Let's drop a dumping stockpile zone. Kind of in this area here. Something like that. And we'll get, yeah, I'll get chunks to be stored in here and maybe bodies and stuff like that, but for right now, just chunks. Yeah, don't allow non-dead man's apparel, and then throw all the dead man's clothes on this, chunk as well. That'll slow down any enemies that are trying to come in. Allow rotten, yes, that's fine. And I guess animal and mechanoid corpses will be fine. Human corpses I'll try to get buried or cremated or something outside of the colony area here. I think second is probably going to be growing zones right away. I think this might even be the first kitchen area as well. Let's see what we can do as far as that goes. We've got fueled stoves, a butcher table, and a crafting spot. So we are going to need fuel from these. We've got the simple research bench as well. That will fit in here. Let me take a look here. Let's see. Could try to put the... It's too big for that. So let's see. We've got a passive cooler here. Runs out and self-destructs after several days. Okay. So let's see. I think raw resources we need. Yeah, stone blocks can go in here, but mostly wood. Steel. Silver can go in here as well. That'll be good. And then another stockpile zone for... Let's go with animal corpses. And... No. And pemmican. Yeah. Just for now. If we're able to cool this off later, that would be ideal. But we'll see how this goes to start out with. Got our fueled stove. Work speed penalty for outdoors, that's fine. I'm sure that we can claim all of this. Here we go. Done. Done. And then build roof area we'll have as this. I suppose chopping wood is probably one of the main focuses we're gonna have to have at the beginning. Try and get a bunch of people doing that, and then priorities. Hauling will be number 1 on everything. Cleaning will be close behind. Okay, if everybody can art, that's okay. Oh, lacks ranged weapon. Let's see about this. Okay. Okay, that should be good. Then cooking can be just about everybody's job who's good at it. Animal handling we've got going. Vera should actually be number 1 on that. Then wardening we've got going on. Flicking, if I remember correctly, should always be 1s. Then we've got bed rests, doctors, patients, firefighting. Could also all be 1s. Here we are. I guess patient being a 3 is fine. We definitely already need to start expanding the base here, and mostly all that we have to work with is wood. So we're gonna have to go with structures here and get a wall built. Let's come down to this area. I don't know if I want to include the stone or not. Let's not for right now. Let's build this out like this. Have a door in the front and a door opening into this back area. We are going to end up trying to get some kind of security system set up in this zone. We've got steel up at the top right corner. There's no steel, sadly, back in this area. If I mine that out, it's going to reveal a new area as well. Oh, what is this though? Sandstone wall? Okay, if I get that deconstructed, then that's going to be interesting too. Yeah, I do have my construction workers going. We have people set to tame animals. All of them need to be learning obedience as well. And all of them need to learn to haul as well. I don't remember if there was a problem. Yeah, it's a 0.5% chance, but what do we need for this? Steel. Okay. So I do need to set them to mine these. That should be good. For tribal people, working with steel seems to be pretty advanced. Yeah, I figured it would be a small area, but even still it's interesting. Okay, we did have enough wood to finish this area. Let's throw down some wood floors inside here as well. Try to get that going. And then also under orders, I'd like to harvest plants, which would be all of these. Yep, everything in this zone should be harvested. As a matter of fact, anyone who's super good at growing should also probably be plant cutting. This person can't, for whatever reason. That's fine. I feel like that's leaving a bunch of yeah, let's try it. Let's try it that way and see if that's a little more balanced. Good job, Vera. Viria? Virea? Cool. I feel like I took forever getting all of this figured out. That's fine. We'll get everybody started out sleeping in here and then see what we can do later. We've got the research table we can plop down. The butcher table, of course, as well. Should probably be inside here. Or at the very least, close by. I could probably plop it down right here, enclose this area, and then expand it out and have the body stockpile in here with the wood and stuff. That might be a good idea. So let's see if we can get that done. Try to mine these out first. Get a wall put in right here with the door here. Mine those out as well. And more wooden floors, I think, in this area. Alright. So this is using pretty much all of our wood stockpile here. I figured some of the trees that we had to cut down in order to make room for our construction project would give us some wood, and it has, but yeah, only enough to help finish the job. We're definitely going to have to be cutting down some more trees, especially this one right here. As a matter of fact, whenever Crow gets through with harvesting this tree, I'll have her cut down this one immediately. Don't worry, Hakuja. This tree will be out of your way momentarily. Viria is in here mining. Excellent work. She knows what's up. Of course, I'm going to mine this back too, this area as well. Try to open all this up, really. Just kind of square the room off a little bit. Should be fine. There shouldn't be any risk of collapse from all of this kind of stuff here. I suppose I should throw down some more floors, just to make it pretty. Yep, bringing in the steel for the research bench and the field stove here. Excellent. Alright, just a little bit of wood to work on. Crow is out here doing a lot of that. Oh, failed. Well, lost half the steel. Well, it's not the worst that can happen for sure. Goldfish, what are you doing running around? Shouldn't you be plant cutting or something? Constructing. Building roofs. Very well. That's permissible, I suppose. There is a marsh right here, so that's going to be kind of gross to have inside, but there's nothing we can do about that right now. So no worries. Instead of putting wood here, I could just have them smooth the floor. Because like this is rough slate and stuff like that. Could smooth this out. And that's all good for them. Once they get that done, then the floor will be acceptable or whatever. Have some more plants back here too that we could probably harvest up. Yeah, a few berries. Chop all the woods back here as well. Alright, Hakuja. I'm counting on you to get this built properly. Cook a simple meal till we have... Let's go with 20 to begin with, and then make pemmican as well till we have maybe 100. We needed a bunch last time, so I think maybe 500 is probably a good limit. I know that we were doing trading stuff. What does it require as well? 10 work, 0.25 nutrition, meat, and vegetarian. So we do need to get some hunting parties out pretty soon. Right, Hakuja, you can do this and then you can go straight to sleep. You're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. Oh, failed. Failed, and we lost everything. Well, half the resources, basically. Looks like that's the way it goes. Anytime construction fails, it looks like I lose half. Some wild boar in here. We could try to tame them as well. It's male and female right next to each other, so I am going to go ahead and try to tame them. Even though they're really small targets, I'll try and hunt the squirrels and the rats and stuff. A female turkey I'll try and tame. For the eggs. Let's see what else I've got. See, I'm really curious to know as well, with this, with the tribal scenario, does that mean that my research is going to be limited? Like, are the tribal people going to be able to research and build a spaceship to get off the planet? Or are we, do we have a totally different research tree? Maybe that takes us in a different direction? These are all things that I'm interested in finding out. Hunting squirrels and raccoons. Is this another ibex? Yes. More squirrels. I suppose having a timber wolf or two would be really nice. And buffaloes we could hunt. Although having tame buffalo would actually be really nice as well. Yeah, so I think that's okay for right now. Let's see if we can get these chunks hauled. If we can get them put into the dumping stockpile, then, like I say, that'll slow down any attacking peoples that have any nefarious plans against us. Alright, so let's get the sleeping done. Oh, I need animal beds for my animals. I suppose a sleeping box would be good, but the spot is going to be all we can afford for right now. Oh, I suppose also a butcher table needs to be in place. And we do have the bills set for meals, we do. So that's ready to go. Okay, very cool. Oh, caribou are already revenging against black. Do we have anybody nearby to help? Rhea. Hunt this caribou. Run, Black. Flee for your life. Alright, excellent work. These pilas are kind of interesting. Should be dead now. Yeah. Alright, so we've got our first bit of meats for the beginning. Fueled stove, I don't know. Yeah, it's just a wood-fueled stove with an attached countertop for preparing meals. So, as we stock wood into this stockpile back here, we should be able to use that as fuel for the thing. There we go. Okay, and then butchering creatures forever. We've got going on. Oh yeah, I should, animal corpses don't allow rotten. And then over here, I can allow rotten animal corpses. And that'll be fine. So that way, if they're not rotten, then they'll go in here. Let's go to preferred. Get this. So yeah, we should be able to haul both of these squirrels back in, actually. Get that done. Let's see if there's any joy we can give to them. Chest table, horseshoes, pin. The chest table, of course, requires chairs. The horseshoes pin is super easy. Just stick it out here and they will use it. So I'm going to put it right out here in front for them to use whenever they get around to it. Let's make sure also that we've got all these matured plants set to be harvested. So I can see the berries growing on them, but not all of them are 100% grown yet. I likely should go ahead and just set up the growing zones for the people here. Growing inside here might be a good idea just to keep the crops protected from any attacking enemies. Growing down low would be a good idea, even though I want to kind of keep it semi-close to the food preparation area. Let's see if we can start a couple of... yeah, maybe a 5x10. That's going to be taters. And we've got... what can we do here? Yeah, another 5x10. This one can be rice. So that's going to be our basic food crops. Or strawberries, minimum skill 5. We could grow some of those back here. But I think we're going to be fine this way. Then we could do another small growing zone. Like... 3x5. That's what we're getting down there. Yeah, and we'll do this one as hill root. There we go. Okay, so we've got wood and stuff back here. All we have in here is going to be food and stuff. I suppose I could put a door on here and try to keep a passive cooler inside. For the most part, try to keep it cooler inside this room to help prevent the meat from spoiling and stuff like that. Fuel 0 of 50. I don't know if I have to manually ask them to fuel the stove. How does that work? Yep, I've manually asked them to do it. Come on, goldfish. I have faith in you. Who is my cook, actually? I've got a couple... yeah, 3 of them are set to cook. Black, crow, and goldfish. All. Black... yeah, 1 bruise, so you're fine. Is crow headed to cook? It looks like she is. Excellent work. Black is bringing in a boar. Crow cooked a meal and looked like she was setting it down, but I'm pretty sure she grabbed it. She did. Consume. Yeah, and meals should definitely take longer to spoil than raw meats. Of course, I'm likely eventually going to have to restrict the animals again so that they aren't trying to eat all of the foods. But that's only if we get a ridiculous number of animals. Kind of like we had in the last one. Yep, got a bunch of stuff growing right away, because like I say, we don't have a lot of time before we lose our chance to do that. Alright, this is our start for the tribal scenario. I think it's going pretty decent so far. We do have the research table done, and so we've got, you know, all this research. Looks like it might be just a little bit different. We are able to get all the way up to the shipbuilding, it looks like. Yeah, it requires all this other stuff. Our tech level is Neolithic right now. But we also have to research things like electricity, batteries. I don't remember those two being in the mix last time. We've got pemmican and passive coolers researched, and that's it. Everything else needs to be done. I didn't even pick anybody who has a research skill passion, so that's something I'm going to have to keep an eye out for to improve. But yeah, I think it's a pretty decent start overall. A little bit slow going, but that's just the nature of things. And it's a new area, so we're going to be seeing a few new animals, plenty of old animals, and different experience altogether, I think. So hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. Hope you enjoy. If you want to catch the next episode, feel free to subscribe. Consider supporting if you would. And be sure to check out any of my other videos or playlists that you might be interested in. Thank you very much for any time you spend on my channel, and I hope blessings of wisdom and peace on all of you. Farewell.